So good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining. My name's Kevin Pacer. I'm the head of sales for EMEA at Nosto. I'm hoping everyone can can hear me well. If there's any problems with the sound, please make me aware through the chat. But thank you for taking the time today, making this webinar, especially when it's peak season coming up right upon us, and I'm sure your stores and digital shops are starting to look a lot like this. So it's obviously a very exciting time of the year, and I'm sure you're all kind of looking to maximize the traffic and create the best shopping experiences for your customers. First, before kind of we start with today's webinar and looking at how we utilize different techniques to make the delivery of your customer experiences much better, let me just do some housekeeping. So the webinar will last around 30 minutes. And any questions, please feel free to ask throughout the presentation by typing within the GoToMeeting, GoToWebinar options within the application. I will kind of look to pick up those questions towards the end of the presentation, and if there's any that you can't type, then you'll get my email at the end as well, where you can obviously write to me with any questions. So the holiday season is just around the corner, which means consumers will start panicking and more kind of increasingly looking to buy presents for mums and dads and even more difficult their in-laws. So with that, it all kind of means that their shopping experience has to be good. Otherwise, customers will start looking around, and obviously this time of the year promises to be very, very productive for everyone, but at the same time is very competitive. So retailers have to kind of be prepared, and if they're not, obviously there's an opportunity that they will miss out on from a lot of these savvy customers, especially digital luxury customers. So in today's webinar, I will highlight some trends from the online luxury retail sector. I will show how personalization could be one of the answers you've been hoping to help tailor the luxury shopper experience and bridge that gap between what luxury shopping is expected offline into the online world. We will look at how we can bring a personal touch online, deliver on those luxury shopping expectations from these savvy online shopping luxury shoppers, and improve customer retention with personalized communications, deliver exceptional customer service across all channels whilst keeping relevancy and consistency. Just before kind of walk you through some of these findings and some of this information, let me just quickly give you a brief introduction of who we are. So Nosto, we're a Finnish company and one of the fastest growing in personalization solutions in the world. We are headline sponsors for the Sheerluxe Awards in next week. And we serve around 12,000 retailers globally and trusted by many luxury retailers and brands in the world. What Nosto aim to do is to really achieve a personalized experience wherever your customers go. That means both online and offline. And what we currently have managed to bring to the market is a personalization platform which offers a number of solutions to help retailers deliver the right content to the right customers at the right time. That's basically personalization in a nutshell. So let's start really from the beginning and look at kind of the evolution and trends of the luxury retail online. There's obviously many kind of factors that have brought luxury retail online, but when we think about luxury shopping experience, we associate typically images like the ones I'm showing here with a big luxury bags, a great experience of shopping offline, 5-star personal customer service. So really kind of dedicating time and effort to make sure the customers offline in the store are getting the best service. But really the kind of reality is very different now, particularly when you look at it online. So when did it all start for luxury retailers to set their shops online? I think we can go back to many different brands and retailers that have taken the plunge early on in the years going online. But really kind of when we look at the really big players of who kind of took the approach going online very early on. So Neiman Marcus in 1999 was one of the first luxury retailers to set their shops online, and with that kind of brought a lot of existing and traditionally all those customers to start kind of having availability to shop off of their favorite retailer online. So one of the main reasons before kind of brands traditionally focus on going online is that their marketing and efforts and was to really bring the customers into the stores for a unique shopping experience. And rarely they were trying to sell to them online. The main reason for this was possibly the hesitation to sell online, fearing a website could not provide the attention and service that these affluent consumers are used to receiving in stores. And as well as fraud. I guess fraud is something that has and is still existing online, and obviously results in kind of a second decision making process when you're thinking about kind of buying something quite expensive online. However, studies shows that 98% of luxury shoppers use the internet, usually through multiple devices, and more than 50% research products online. So on top of this, the affluent consumers, like most, also want the convenience of buying online, and if they are familiar with the brand, they will be more willing to spend and buy online quicker, as long as the experience, of course, is seamless. And Net-a-Porter, another very top luxury retailer with very successful business model, launched just straight after Neiman Marcus, and again is producing very strong revenues online. If we look at the top 10 luxury websites by revenue globally, it's interesting to see obviously that the North American companies are still the majority within this list, but also a combination of the merchant types are amongst those in the top 10 by revenue. So this is retail chains, web only, and actual brand manufacturers. Yet it's interesting to see also the evolution of who's really kind of growing quickly online today, and who are these fastest growing luxury websites. And not surprisingly, now we can see the upcoming fastest growing websites coming from China and Latin America, Brazil in particular. This is obviously to do with a lot of the openness from this population and this demographic, where a very kind of now affluent consumers are looking to buy branded goods. So this is kind of what's showing the route to go and internationalize. So obviously we want brands to really target this kind of consumers across the different countries. Also, it's very interesting to see how some new luxury type of merchants are approaching and growing very fast, such as Yogi's Closet, Bob's Watches, and Instant Lux, who are also selling pre-owned branded goods. So this is a kind of another area where the online luxury retail business is growing into the kind of second-hand pre-owned goods, which again have a very high value ticket item and very appealing for consumers. When looking at the top three by region, in apparel seems to be the category which has best growth and success online. However, from the Chinese and Latin America market, it's very interesting to see that jewelry merchants are kind of within the top three and kind of dominating in this particular segment. And this just shows that these types of goods can also be very successful online. So again, which have even greater higher AOVs. Something which I guess is less surprising, and will still be the case for the coming years, is how the web-only merchants have the biggest share of online luxury and the fastest growing merchants. This is partly understandable, as web retailing is their solely focus. And this is a message that also goes to recognize brands to say, you're not alone. There's a lot of competition coming across to the online world, and there's a lot of luxury web-only retailers coming into the space. As we've touched on earlier, it is also good to point out that apparel dominates as the category with biggest presence and which sells best online today. However, luxury accessories is growing at a similar rate, and additionally, jewelry, the second largest merchandise segment of the online luxury market, accounts for 21.6% of all web sales. Not surprisingly, this segment of the online luxury market produces the highest average ticket of around $1,400 and the lowest conversion rate of 1.3% of all major merchandise segments. So that just showcases really the kind of competitiveness between in the jewelry vertical, and also the difficulty of the decision making from shoppers when buying in this particular segment. One thing to analyze and compare to non-luxury e-retailers is the demographic of luxury shoppers, which is very youthful. And you can see here that 52.2% of under 44 younger are actually the luxury website shoppers. So that just shows, and this emphasizes how young affluent people are looking to spend their money today. They demand easier access to luxury via mobile especially, and they have bigger trust in online purchasing and are not afraid to spend big amounts of money online compared to possibly the older generation. This shows that luxury brands need to find those young affluent consumers, which is a prime and growing target market. So where do these consumers go and move online? Well, we kind of all probably are, all very active in these environments, and those are actually social media channels. So things like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, those amongst other are where kind of these potential young affluent consumers are moving around online. So I will discuss a little bit later on how luxury retailers can run personalized retargeting social campaigns, particularly in Facebook, in order to reach the right consumers and maximize those marketing spend and achieve positive ROIs. Overall, the message that these demographics convey is that the luxury market is extremely appealing to the aspirations of young professionals. They are wealthy enough to purchase status symbols such as designer clothes, handbags, and so on, and they are a decade still away from buying those Mercedes and more expensive goods. So this is also very, very efficient and shows kind of the possibilities and opportunities that that brands have today online. So how is the luxury retail space evolving? And this is kind of an interesting way of really placing the different retailers, luxury retailers, and within the kind of sphere of the online world. So we're starting to see, interestingly, three types of groups. The discount online luxury retailers on the top left, so the ones that are kind of utilizing more the promotion message or the second hand goods. And then we look at the middle part of this spectrum here, which shows the luxury omni-channel retailers, those that are looking to really have a very consistent message across different channels of being both offline and online and different methods of communication. And then the third group, where they're the prestigious luxury brands, where again are utilizing a lot of content and making sure that their kind of brand image is very high, well perceived, and not kind of try to damage it with any potential different strategies around reducing price and so on. However, very open to still obviously win new business. So obviously they have to kind of be looking to personalize these experiences as well for their customers, and not actually just act on a generic message of this is our brand, this is how we do it, but really what the customers are asking for you as well as a brand. So let's start and show you kind of how we can start delivering this kind of personalization into your online. So how can we bring a personal touch online? So I'm going to kind of just show you a few tips on what you could be doing. So buying cycles are getting longer and more complicated, especially when you're looking at buying luxury goods. Users are spending more time researching products, browsing competition, comparing prices, and sharing with friends. In fact, less than 15% of users buy on the first contact with your site. Competition will only intensify over the holiday period as well, so it's important to leverage the data you've collected about your consumers. So here we kind of want to make sure that you as a business are utilizing the data that you have available already on your website to make the most of how you act with your customers. So Neiman Marcus, in this case, achieves very healthy conversion rates as a business. They have a 3.41% on average conversion rate and average order values of $410. This is a real achievement considering the averages in the vertical, so they must be doing something right? A lot of this is down to various factors, such as brand recognition, continuous investment in technology, and marketing automation. The on-site user experience is becoming the most important aspect of marketing and investment, and there is no reason in just to drive traffic to your site if you have not optimized the site to convert and deliver the right experience. Otherwise, it's just basically driving a lot of people to your shop without any shopper systems to actually serve them and help them. So the homepage gives customers, especially new ones, an opportunity to see straight away what the website can offer them, and having a sense of social proof and highlighting the bestsellers give customers inspiration to start their shopping experience. Rather than go blind into category pages full of products, it's like a shopper system presenting you with the best sellers in store, pointing you out where to kind of maybe start your search, and not knowing what you're after, but at least get the conversation and relationship started. OKA Direct, a British luxury furniture retailer who is growing very fast in the past few years, is also using user data to keep their site dynamic and fresh for new visitors. So highlighting its best sellers, this is key for obviously new visitors, but even more importantly for those returning visitors, which, as we said, only 15% will buy on the first visit, are welcome back with personalized recommendations, as you will see here, which in this case is shown as recently viewed, and is based on previous browsing behavior, intent to convert, and predicted needs and wants. So customers who are returning back to your stores, to your online shops, are actually welcome with the relevant products that they should be looking and more intended and be looking to achieve. So if we see another example, Instant Looks do the same. Once you've kind of browsed a number of items on site, or you've kind of done initial research through their website, they welcome you back on the homepage with recommended goods based on what you've kind of been looking at, and obviously try and make it easier, the process for navigation, for you to kind of return and complete that sale. So this not only makes shopping experience much more appealing to customers, as it takes them straight to the products they had shown interest, but it also increases your overall conversion rates to the site. A pro tip that we kind of know that personalization can really help businesses like Instant Looks with their customers is really to kind of make sure that within your recommendations you can really apply filters and controls to weigh up the conversion potential of these items that people look up. So actually looking at different factors of how long they spend looking at a product, how many times they saw it, and therefore have the ability to actually showcase which products are more likely to convert and show them first. So there is no denying that people are more likely to be in a mood of spending more during this festive period. So encourage this by recommending other items that go with products already added to the shopping basket, like a sales system, asking someone if they would like a wallet or a bag with those perfect shoes they're about to buy. So it's really offering a great customer service and a chance to increase your revenue and overall satisfaction of the shopper. So what we've kind of looked at as a tip two is to really enhance that experience by showing alternatives and complementary products. And this typically can be done very well in certain parts of the process. So if we look at the product page, which at times should be considered your homepage, and this is typically because customers might land straight away from a Google search, from a particular affiliate traffic source, and therefore when they first come to your site, they might come through the product page. So here they might obviously see that the product that they got redirected to, but they might not be completely satisfied with that particular item, so they want to look for alternatives. So instead of having them bounce back out to the search or to another website, you kind of showcase relevant alternatives at a reach of a click to allow customers find that right product easily. So that's just giving them a great customer service online. With this data, not only you can actually start showcasing what are the alternative products that they could be interested in, but you also look at customer behaviors. So you look at also a collaborative filtering to actually understand what other customers ended up doing once they saw that product, what they ended up buying, and therefore make the recommendations even stronger and even more real time based on consumer trends. Hush is a luxury clothing brand focusing on relaxed everyday style for women who follow fashion. And as like with all luxury brands, customers don't respond to any hard sell. So the results of incorporating personalized recommendations throughout the shopping journey enhances and improves their experience, resulting in a satisfactory and lasting relationship with the consumer and the brand and the website, both through mobile and desktop. So for them, the enhanced navigation has increased the time spent on site by 90%, while customers browse 121% more of items during the visit. So much of the improvements to the sales has come from mobile, as their experience is consistent from desktop, and users are able to find relevant products through intelligent recommendations on product page, homepage, and basket page. So where do we see other areas to improve the customer experience online? So the cart page, the category pages, and the forward pages at times tend to be parts of the journey where maybe not a lot of thinking and consideration goes, especially 404 pages, because we typically kind of forget that sometimes they can appear. But cart pages are understandably left at times very kind of clean and easy for customers just to go through the checkout process. However, it's also important to understand that it is expected in today's day that you will kind of want to potentially see some personalized recommendations based on what you're about to buy to potentially still get that extra item that is going to really go well with what your shoes that you're about to buy. So, and also showcase other kind of categories that the customer hasn't really seen yet. So anything to do with accessories or any other areas that you can still bring more business into. So the cart page recommendation alone can actually boost average order values by up to 25%. And if we see here from Neiman Marcus's case, they actually haven't utilized in this case their algorithm recommendation here, and it's actually showing no recommendations, which is not great customer experience. And again, they are kind of one of the leaders in the space, but still have room to improvement. When we look at Cowshed, again, these guys are high-end cosmetic brand, part of the Soho Group, house group, and has they have looked at replicate their in-store customer service, where a shop assistant would recommend relevant products to a customer who's about to purchase something, and include in the card on their website some sort of recommendations based on what they've kind of picked out. And these recommendations can be kind of controlled by the brand, so they can actually select potentially what products they would like to showcase. But more importantly, it's all about using the power of the collaborative data. So really giving the real-time kind of recommendations based on what other customers are buying, and this is really what triggers consumers at the end of the day to buy based on other people as well. So this has helped, Cowshed alone kind of increase their OVs by around 25%, which again showcases the importance of adding this kind of service and personalization service within your website. When we look at category pages, typically this could be parts of the site where you have maybe 1, 2, 5, 3 pages alone to look at loads of products from the same category. In this case, Neiman Marcus here showcases they've got 21 pages. So for a consumer to kind of browse throughout all of these pages is probably something they're never going to do. It's like when you search on Google, you never go really to page 2. So what you want to really kind of be able to do is really kind of understand what these customers are looking to buy and try and showcase these products really high up in this category page. The same for 404 pages. You want to avoid dead ends where it really creates a high bounce rate and then abandonment rates. So this happens more times than you think. So be prepared to keep users navigating if this happens. So showing you an example with Best on Brands, one of the biggest luxury retailers in Sweden, utilizes data-driven recommendations to display at the top of the category pages the top trending items for each category, giving customers a great indication of what other consumers are doing and buying and what they're looking at, which helps in the decision-making process, while saving the merchant from reorganizing the category list and manually ensuring that bestsellers are always visible on the first page. So again, it really creates a dynamic content to your site and allows consumers to find your products very easily. So this type of personalized experience based on customer behaviors enhances overall site conversion rate and page visits by 35% just from the category page. Hush, on the other side, have looked at addressing the 404 page, and what they've done here is looking to avoid any potential bounce rates by actually adding a very simple recommendation slot here where it showcases items that are related to their interest. So it actually could be browsing history related products, so based on what they had been browsing previously, and therefore showcasing the products they haven't seen yet. And again, this is a great fallback to ensure that customers carry on the experience on your site and actually get a good experience rather than a blank 404 page. So if we move to point 2, so how can we improve customer retention with personalized communication? So there's obviously various ways, but kind of one of the most important aspect that we see today still brands utilize a lot is the kind of email newsletter communication. So what we kind of give as a tip is, why not deliver this newsletter communications to a personal level? And by that we mean include personalized recommendations in emails along with your seasonal message, so along with those kind of messages you're trying to push as a marketing team, but also give them kind of actual product recommendations based on really their kind of interests, based on their behaviors. So most retailers send probably weekly, monthly newsletters to existing customers with the purpose to drive that awareness of the brand, new product launches, and specific events around the seasonality. But yet there is, like as we say, innovative ways to kind of bring in these personalization aspects into these newsletters, and not just have a database that you can split by segments in small groups, but actually have it on a personal level. So Ashley Clark here just carrying out the standard newsletter campaign, showcasing some sort of timely message around the Christmas delivery periods, and obviously they want to kind of drive this message as the newsletter. However, as a consumer, I kind of it's good to know this, but obviously I'm not tempted in going back by not being suggested anything else than just this message. So typically what we're seeing that kind of works really well with clients, for example, like Sheerluxe, again within the newsletter messaging, they have included just below that kind of their personal recommendations based on me as a consumer, what I've been browsing previously, and therefore enticing me to kind of go back to the site and actually start my kind of experience in navigating back on the website. Again, another client, Wakaku, who combine web and showroom store in Sweden. They have the high fashion, high quality retailer, and they also use data and automation to bring intelligent, relevant recommendations into the newsletters for their customers. So again, you keep your newsletters within theme, within the seasonality, what you want to push, but obviously include some personal recommendations to really make this experience more relevant to your customers. A second tip here is to actually improve the retention by sending personalized triggered emails. And these are a bit different to the newsletter emails. So the newsletter emails, you're kind of sending them more around your time of marketing that you've planned for different messages to go out to your customers. And triggered emails are actually based more on customers' behaviors on your site. So really kind of understanding, have they abandoned a cart? Have they left the site without completing? Have they actually bought something, and then therefore you can timely email them with product recommendations based on that previous order? Or again, customers who haven't visited you for a while, they haven't reacted to many of your newsletter emails, and therefore how can you bring them back as well? So abandoned cart emails is one of the most popular ones. An item is being added in the shopping cart, and that's kind of a strong indicator of there's a product interest. But yet, on average, 70% of shopping carts are abandoned prior to checkout. And this is only going to get bigger and within the time of the year that we're coming into. A lot of shoppers are going to be looking around, are going to have multiple visits and leaving abandoned products all over the web. So what kind of we suggesting and what we see kind of works really well with our clients is to really kind of make sure you address these kind of customers with really very well serviced emails that include items that they've selected from the website, but also personalized recommendations that can really add even further decision power to kind of the customers in order to come back. So make the service of that email even more personalized. Order follow-up emails are also very good, and these are customers who are more likely to buy from you if they have made a recent purchase, and therefore, so don't just rest and because they have bought once they will come back. In fact, it's very common to actually see customers just buying once and actually very hard to get them back. So really kind of follow up with messages around the recent order, but actually then bring in personal recommendations based on the products they bought or the products they browsed, and therefore kind of re-engage their interest into coming back to the brand. Lastly but not least is the We Miss You email campaigns, and these, as we mentioned, are really looking to bring back dormant customers that for a little while are now more likely to be loosening the purse strings once again, and make sure yours in the shop you're the shop that they go to. So by offering products based on their previous shopping behavior, you not only kind of show that you have learned their likes and dislikes, therefore building a more personal relationship, but they are also more likely to be tempted to return. So you're kind of subtly listening to what they like, but actually analyzing what they have really kind of done on your site previously. I mean, I've added an example of the OKA Direct abandoned cart emails, where it's producing very strong performance, around 55% open rate, 34% click-through rates, and on average 12% conversion rates from click to sale. This just indicates the strength of these types of messages on this service emails, very personal and very relevant to each consumer. Tip number 3 would be kind of boosting the customer acquisition on social media. As we mentioned previously, by looking at the demographic of the luxury consumers, the younger generations are the highest percentage of those buying luxury online. With these statistics, it gives us a good indication of where we can find these customers navigating and spending time online, typically on social media, such as Facebook, Instagram, amongst others. And we all know it can be hard to stand out in the world of social advertising. At best of times, but with competition during the holiday season even hotting up further, or during other events in the calendar year, you can bet much of your competition will be up in the ante in terms of festive social post. So take your store to the right heart of the social media conversation with products and offers that are automatically tailored according to the user's past browsing and buying behavior and delivered to them directly into the newsfeed. So this not only engages with your customers much better, but also helps you form a stronger relationship and increase the lifetime value of that customer. So if we looked at some Facebook recent published stats, the power and reach that they have is incredible, and the service is starting to offer brands and retailers to reach their consumers is super powerful. So they just showcase that they're incredible of how much data they can really learn about the consumers, but more importantly, also help you reach those people. So the results, are incredible. What we're kind of seeing is that dynamic Facebook content produces higher conversion rates, larger order values, and happier customers. So long were the days where you were doing maybe more generic campaigns and sending generic ads. It's all around kind of really looking to engage with your consumers on a personalized, retargeted level. So there's 4 type of options you can really be targeting your customers, your consumers essentially on Facebook. You can attract new customers. So looking at trying to showcase dynamic bestsellers or most trending products through these ads. So tempting customers to come from Facebook to your site. And these are all kind of highlighted in real time. Once customers are on the site, it keeps them with automatically optimizing landing pages that can also give popular items a priority. You can also look to retarget lost customers with personal re-engagement ads, targeting customers who have visited your store previously by recommending products picked just for them based on their previous shopping behavior, or even used abandoned cart recovery ads to showcase encouraging those products that they were left out previously. But also what you could be doing within Facebook is actually creating post-purchase personalized ads, and this is really to encourage again those loyal customers to kind of showcase and see other products that you might kind of feel that are relevant for them, and this automatically all picked by the engine, where it then increases the retention of these loyal customers for you. So point number 3, moving on, it's how do we deliver an exceptional customer service across all channels? So as we have seen from before, what luxury consumers demand from online luxury retailers, and this is find products easily, have a great experience across all digital touchpoints, that being desktop, mobile, app, convenience at the right service for each individual, easy transaction process, and exceptional customer services. As we have learned throughout, it's extremely important to deliver all of these points, as it is an industry that commands the highest price point for their products, and therefore expectations are always high. But what are some of the challenges that luxury retailers are facing in fulfilling these demands? So some of the challenges are, brand consistency. So keeping that across all channels is not easy, and it needs great partners to help deliver this. Luxury, customer base is still adapting to e-commerce. So at the end of the day, especially emerging markets where buying expensive products online is still at risk, and not trusting delivery companies causes a reservation to buy online. So really kind of getting to know that part. Integrating of digital versus physical. So online keeps on growing at a pace of around 30% year on year, retailers. So, delivering the right experience is super important here. And digital knowledge. So, and measuring the results in order to kind of respond rapidly to that change in shopping behaviors. So enabling marketing teams to be more proactive. So how to start delivering these customer expectations? How do you provide, stylish showrooms, websites, attentive customer service, and professional advice through a screen? So tip number 1 would be kind of know your customers in order to set your priorities. And this might sound easier than it is, but really it's about breaking it down into sections. So luckily today, retailers and online retailers are able to kind of utilize the data that the websites and are tracking from a user point of view, and therefore kind of understand better who these customers are and their priorities. So, for example, knowing who your customers are, where they come from, what they tend to search when visiting your website, their purchase history, etc. So knowing your customers can set priorities to different marketing strategies, and based on promotions, VIP customers, social engagement, brand awareness. So we have 3 types of buyers that we look at, and we typically see that we have the luxury digital buyer, who are savvy consumers and enjoy utilizing and the benefits of the web to inform themselves of lifetime inspirations in the form of articles, reviews, and recommendations. So here, brand consistency for this type of buyers is essential through the website, social, and actual email as well. So often this group is trend-setting also, and at the forefront of fashion. They want to buy direct from the official brand and appreciate personalized marketing communications that provide a truly personalized experience. So with this type of customers, utilizing data will not only enrich your communication with them and will give you a competitive edge and an opportunity to send the right message at the right time, but through all the main channels, so website, email, and social media. So one tip for kind of the luxury digital buyers is really kind of increasing the ROI of your kind of current campaigns with landing page recommendations. And these are based on the search terms and will deliver personalized experiences when they land on your website. So best of brands in this example utilize this very, very well in order to kind of understand what kind of search terms or search behaviors that the customers have been doing, and therefore understand if the products that they're going to recommend once they land on the site are going to be appealing to them. So if they've been searching for jackets with discount, you might know that then you want to highlight some of your discounted items on the store. And this not only kind of increases the likeliness of them engaging with your site once they land, but it reduces your bounce rate as well, plus improves the overall marketing spend of this type of campaigns. If we look at the budget buyers, so these are kind of luxury consumers looking for a bargain, typically through promotions and discounts, and will act on typically impulse buy if they offer is right at the right time. So here, utilizing personalization to deliver the right offer at the right time for these users will help retailers improve their conversions with this type of buyers. One example is to use the sense of urgency through the pop-up technology. So these behavioral pop-ups with timely offers will help you win these buyers. And once they have become customers, you can build a relationship through personalized email campaigns and increase the lifetime value of these customers. The behavioral pop-ups can be used in many different ways and don't rely on potentially damaging discounts to lift conversions. So instead, try kind of free delivery options when spending over a certain amount. So shoppers typically spend 30% more per order when free shipping is included. If you already offer free shipping, then look to make that message clearer to those buyers. If we look at the traditional luxury buyers, so what these people are seeking are actually the experience they see offline. They want to see it online. So they kind of demand that same treatment at all times. So in this case, is what retailers need to look to deliver customer services, which at times can be hard to deliver, but are to be expected in order to get satisfied customers who will return over and over. So some kind of retailers are doing a great job in making sure that they provide first-class delivery and packaging services, and this is something that from a luxury brand and retailer, you would probably expect to receive goods that are going to be very well presented, very well wrapped, and potentially a personal note and a personal driver delivering it for you. But however, not everyone can deliver on those to make the experience VIP, but yet there is other ways to deliver personalized and relevant content to fulfill the luxury experience. And we have mentioned already some before. However, another way to make sure you can fulfill the kind of VIP customer service is by having clear delivery options for customers, as well as flexible options as possible. This is kind of something that some retailers don't do at all or not very well, and therefore it kind of damages that experience from a consumer point of view and really how well they perceive the whole online experience. So a great case that we see a brand doing this very well is Fortune & Mason, who are known for the quality of their products and customer service. And what they have decided is to offer as much flexibility and ease of setting up delivery options for their online customers. And they kind of showcase it straight away on the product page. So they look at kind of informing their customers as soon as possible around the delivery options, the delivery costs, in order to make sure they don't get an unpleasant surprise afterwards once they get to the basket page or even after the basket page. So really it's all about letting the customer know in advance, and that in itself creates a great customer service. Additionally, what they have done, if they set up a system which you can enter multiple delivery addresses, which is seen rarely but gives a super touch for convenience. And I think especially at this time of the year, if you're buying various goods, presents for your family and friends from the same retailer, from the same online shop, and want to deliver to more than one address on the same transaction, this just in itself makes a great customer service experience. So not having to kind of create multiple purchases, and again, something quite simple but very kind of powerful. And lastly but not least, is really kind of the last tip for the webinar today is really be mobile ready. And I think we've kind of looked at mobile stats throughout, and just by seeing what kind of we've written here is that on average 15% of all searches globally for luxury brand terms come from mobile devices. This just showcases that customers will want to engage with your kind of site with your brand straight away from a mobile experience, and therefore having that kind of responsive site, having that site that it's very relevant and similar to your or desktop experience on mobile, again, will give exceptional customer experience. Here are some examples of some of the best responsive sites I've seen work really well within the vertical, and really provide a intuitive and easy to navigate experience, and giving you kind of that luxury top site service. So you combine the recommendation engine to make to make the ability of showcasing your best products and your most relevant products to that particular customer at the right time, very easily. So you have less real estate space with a mobile device, less screen space, and therefore you want to really make sure they see those products very easily and quickly. Here are a couple more examples within OKA and Ralph Lauren, again utilizing the power of the recommendation engine based on other people's behaviors and trends. So to conclude, a brief summary. So there are various ways to deliver exceptional customer service and luxury experience online, and personalization is just one of them. But bringing very positive and rewarding results for both the customer and the retailer. In general, luxury brands need to build websites that are easily to navigate, both desktop, both mobile friendly, and this site should have personalized recommendations and display the right products for the right customers at the right time. In order for customers to transact easier online, feel more confident, and really have that kind of wow experience, in order for them to repeat that kind of purchases within your site. So yeah, mobile responsive luxury websites designs are key. A luxury brand can be defined by its experience, the emotions and feeling of luxury branding, and all the glam in the world. However, if the luxury website design doesn't work well on mobile devices, then your luxury buyer will likely look elsewhere for a better mobile experience. So as well as these, we've touched on other strategies such as delivery options and packaging methods that can help improve the customer experience and create this luxury feeling for customers to kind of feel that they can just have the same experience from an offline luxury site to an online. I will now kind of answer any questions that you guys have, and I'll kind of have a look at those that have been typed across in the last minute. So a question's been asked around how can personalized recommendations help reduce return rates, and I think that's a very good question, purely because based on what you're able to do online today, and typically how do you kind of analyze what your return, how many return goods have been sent. You kind of want to utilize the power of filtering. And really what filtering gives you is the ability to actually, once you understand what products are the ones that are getting returned the most, really take them out of the recommendation engine. So again, you give a bit of control to the automation of the algorithms by then taking out those recommended products, those products that typically get returned, and therefore you avoid that kind of potential cost associated to returns. So that again is a great way of reducing your return rates, and typically it kind of tends to be neglected because maybe that kind of analysis is not done as much, and then you can't see how you can apply it to online. But there's definitely a lot of ways to do this. Great. So unless there's any other questions, I would like to kind of thank everyone once again for being able to make the time. Lastly, feel free to download our latest kind of report on the future of fashion retail and find out more about kind of the learnings around the industry, which is always evolving, and using personalization and other techniques to start the forefront of e-commerce. And a lot of these findings are also portable to other verticals in retail. Thanks once again for your time. I hope you found the session valuable. Have a great day, and I will see you at the Sheerluxe Awards for those that are coming next week. Oh, sorry, there was a couple of questions again around the bounce rates. Sorry, yeah, so just spotted those. Thanks. And what about bounce rate? So we're getting a question here, and then what should we aim for? So yeah, that's a very good question, and I think bounce rates can happen at multiple stages, as we mentioned in the journey. So if the homepage again doesn't showcase the right products for that search that they've just committed, and 404 pages or empty basket pages, that's where you increase your bounce rates. And typically what we're looking to aim is to reduce bounce rate by at least another 10-15% from what you currently maybe see today. And simply by having kind of engaging content on those kind of pages that typically customers might kind of take 2 seconds and then leave, you want to kind of try and address that by utilizing best trending products recommendations that will keep them engaged and keep them kind of searching throughout your site. Okay, so thank you very much. Hope I've answered those questions, and if you have any others, you got my email address there. Please feel free to drop me a line, and then we can carry on the conversation. But as I said, have a great day, everyone, and look forward to speaking soon. Bye now.